Okay, you guys, it feels like we have been waiting forever, but the time has finally come. What is going on with this Pepper and Alex situation? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for If Loving You Is Wrong. This is season 5, episode 1. This is the final season, allegedly. Allegedly. Um, I don't know why he's doing this like this, but this is supposed to be just the final season. We left off where Ian recognized Alex and bust out his phone, baby, and was like, you told me your name was Pepper, so forth and so on. And I'm like, oh, we've been waiting all this time. So let's get to it. Exactly what type of slut is Alex? That's what we need to know. So I've been thinking this whole time, because it's been months since we've been waiting on this. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, I've been sitting and I'm like, okay, is it like a form of schizophrenia that she's actually having? Is she bipolar? Is it, what's really going on? And I really gave it, I thought it was something clinical that was really going on with Alex. So this is what I've been waiting on. So let's go ahead and talk. So she tells him, and of course, we had long Tyler Perry sings. We ain't doing all that. There's no way that the baby could be yours. And he's like, and how are you so sure? She said, because we only had sex once. I said, girl, now I know for a fact that you are a backwoods fool. A backwoods fool. They ended up going over to his house. They get in there. She makes him find some liquor. She got completely drunk. Completely drunk. Wanted him to get drunk too, but he didn't get as drunk as her. He's trying to get to the bottom of it, and literally told her, listen, don't play with me, because if I actually have a baby out there, listen, I'm a lawyer. I will pursue you to find out if I have a baby. And she's like, you would really do that? He's like, yes, if I have a baby out there, I'll sue you to find out if that's really my baby. I will sue you and have blood tests done. And we got down to it, baby. The drunker she got, she ends up telling him she does not even want to be a wife nor a mother. Never wanted to do any of this stuff. Wasn't interested in any of this stuff. She did all these things to make her mother and father happy. And she said she wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be an actress, and my father told me I would never be anything. He told her, oh no, you're definitely really good at that acting little situation. And she went on and she said, and after that is when he raped me every day for the next however many years. And all of this and all of that. I said, girl, more of this old terrible story with her terrible family, how she grew up. And that's what she said. She said, he said, maybe the reason that you actually went after black men is because your family hated them so much. She said, no, I went after black men because I love them. I love the way they look. I love the way they feel, the way that they look, their skin and all that. Baby, she loves the way, honey. Ooh, baby, I love your way. She like it, honey. And she said, I literally watch my family kill black people. But she just had a little proclivity for darkness, honey. I said, well, all right, honey, come on over to the dark side, darling. So this was her whole thing. And then she started speaking about her kids as those are his kids. And Ian's like, no, they're your kids too. She's like, I don't want them kids. Those are his kids. Why should I be stuck to raise his kids? She said, no, I don't want to do none of this. And I'm done. I'm done doing all of this. I'm going to do what I want to do. She said, because that's what I did. I used to wait. And when I was supposed to be going to PTA meetings and stuff like that, I went and I slept with black men. I mean, that's what I used to do. So she didn't have anything clinical. She just was a hot tramp that like dark meat, honey, and she would just go out and get it in. Period. I said, oh my. Like I said, exactly what kind of slut is Alex? That kind. I said, oh my. So anyway, across the street while all this is going on. Oh, back up. So while all that, they go through all that, then she tells him, come on and take me right quick, honey. And she get to peeling his clothes off, honey. And he's telling her, no, 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 I'm going to take you home, this, that, and the other. Baby, the next thing you know, honey, she lip locked his, honey, and gave him, go, 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 honey, and it was all over, baby. She told him, tear me up, honey, right quick. Right quick, right fast, right there, right there, right there. So that was that. Across the street, Lucian is talking to Natalie and look out the windows like, what the hell is that? You see somebody like walking around the outside of the house. He goes out, finds out this is Justice's father. Actually then got on out of jail, got his little paper bag. He looking for the key because he's supposed to be standing there with Kelly, and his mom told him just go ahead on over there. So undoubtedly, Justice is actually in the house. Natalie and Lucian keeps an eye on Justice, but he's in the house, I guess, and not in the house with them. Weird. Anyway, at least he didn't have to go into the system. However, so Lucia told him, I'm not letting you in until I could like check in the morning and find out what all is going on with you, this, that, thing, and the other. And that's when Natalie came out and was like, I don't know who he is. And he told him Justice don't even know who he is, really. He don't know Justice and all of this. And she said, but he does kind of look like Justice or whatever. And I'm like, Natalie, what hood are you from? That you want to let this felon into the house with this boy just because he say he is father, but you don't really know. Girl, what are you talking about? I was like, okay, she started to get on my nerves. And Lucia told him, go take a walk, go sleep at the bus station or wherever until I figure out exactly who you are. Anybody playing those games with you? I said, I'm with you, Lucia. Now let's talk about Eddie. Eddie that went on over to old boy's house, the little lawyer guy, questioning him, questioning what he knows about this, that, thing, and the other, talking about his past indiscretions and all of this. He's trying to pump him for information. He actually had a little date with him that he had pulled up, and he told Eddie, listen, me and my wife, you ain't got nothing on me. My wife does what she wants to do on the weekends. I do what I want to do. He sent the little boyfriend in the house, and him and Eddie's go back and forth. He told Eddie, he's like, you know you want some of this. You want me to punish you. That's what it is. You want to be punished because you know you do such bad things. You want me to punish you, and I'm going to do it to you just like that. I'm going to make you beg me to give this to you. I said, oh, I know that game. I know all about all of that little thing and how that little situation works. I was like, And the funny part is, I think Eddie actually does have a proclivity to it. And I'm like, child, this is just too much. So Eddie's threatening him. Child, he was so unbothered. He's like, whatever. Said he dismissed Eddie and went on in the house. I said, Eddie telling him how he gonna get him. He's like, yeah, okay. I'm gonna get you too. Boo. Okay. So down at the police station, Officer Rick is still trying to gather some information and get some help. And he's talking to Pat. That's the one girl that's the nurse. And she's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not messing with them people down at the church. Them people are crazy. And they know everybody. And I ain't getting involved. And she's telling him, but now if you take me out to dinner, I'll give you what you want. You give me some of what I want. And he like, yeah, okay. Well, make sure you wear a nice dress, this, that, and the other. So he's doing whatever it is he needs to do, because I told y'all last season, he done took a liking to Kelly. So he's trying to do what he can do. In the meantime, the chaplain lady actually came to see Kelly. Kelly was giving her a hard time, long story short, because of course you know Tyler stretched the scene out 30 minutes. She told her, open this Bible I got for you. There were photos in there of all these other women and information of stuff that the lady said, right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm trying to help you. May God bless you. And she told her, listen, stop being a victim. Stop being a victim and take your freedom. do what you need to do. You're better than all this. Trying to kill yourself and all of this. You're better than all this, and you're ordained for more than this. So you take your power back and stop playing victim. I said, all right, Eddie. So that was that. So we got Kelly, and Kelly's going to do better now. So let's talk about old Bennett and his wife. They over there, baby, they going back and forth. And we found out, listen, Bennett is just as crazy as the wife. The wife got a couple little issues, but Bennett got the real issues. And the wife told him, he won't stop looking at me, so you might as well stop getting mad and looking over there at him. Leave him alone. He said, oh, yeah, he going to stop looking at you, because I already went over there and told him to stop looking at you. She said, oh, just like you did in our last neighborhood. You tore that man's house all up in that last neighborhood. And this, that, and the other. He just sitting there. I was like, girl, little do you know, he done tore this man's house up too, honey. And it just showed. Bennett the girl went on upstairs. He said, oh, you going to stop? I said, oh, Lord. Bennett is fixated on Randall, period. And it looked like Bennett is a little crazier than she is. I said, oh, Lord. Esperanza is over at her house. She got old boy up in there and then told him about him moving in. She gonna take her daughter and send her daughter on up to her mother for a while, so she can go ahead and shack up with him right quick and get into whatever arguments that she gonna get into with Eddie. I said, again, now what kind of slut is she? Child, whatever. Anyway, moving on. I ain't got time for all that. Randall outside of Marcy's, calling Marcy. Now this ticked me off already. So I already got pissed off with Tyler before we even get started good, okay? Randall's outside of Marcy's apartment, and he's sitting there, and he calls, and he's going back and forth with her, and accusing her, and she's like, I don't even know what you're talking about, you know? And he told her, first, it's going to be you, then I'm going to get him. She's like, yeah, whatever. She hung up on him. He was getting ready to get out the car to go in there and get her then. And Brad pulled up. Brad gets in the house. They're talking. He tells her, old girl to Alex, and sign the papers. And now he wanted to marry her. They could move forward. And this, that, thing, and the other. And right, they were getting ready to cook and whatever. She gets a phone call saying Alex ain't came home. It's the babysitter. So he got to get up and go on over there. Child, so I'm laughing because he goes ahead and he goes on over there. He's getting ready. Well, he called. He made a couple phone calls because, of course, Marcy went through her whole thing. She didn't want him to go and all that. So she ends up, as soon as Brad leaves out, she calls Alex's phone and it goes voicemail. She going to say, hey, bitch, your kids are looking for you. She cold. She cold. But, of course, she said, I'll just fill up your little mailbox or whatever. So, Brad pulls off. Old crazy Randall sitting in the car. Randall gets up and goes and just walks into the door and then just like busts his way into the door and just jumps on Marcy. I'm like, really, Tyler? This is how we're getting into it. He just walked into this apartment complex and just bammed his way in the door and just leaps on her. I said, all right. But dig this. I got a good feeling that I'm going to be cussing Tyler out throughout this whole season. Because I believe this fight, Randall going to be in the house fighting with Marcy for 16 weeks. This little fight they have is going to go on for 16 weeks. But it's actually only going to be when we end the season, it's going to end up being an hour. It'll be an hour of time that's gone by, but it'll be 16 weeks of us watching. Tyler, I'm going to curse you out, and you know it. I don't even know why you did this. But whatever. I've been waiting all this time. We're here for it. Let's see what happens, you all. All right. Later.